They are two of the most influential Saiyans with worldwide recognition and popularity that is unlike any other, and with the Tournament of Power being one of the most impactful arcs in Dragon Ball history, what if I told you that Goku wasn't the first person to achieve Ultra Instinct, but instead it was Vegeta? In this alternate Dragon Ball Super fan animation courtesy of UHG Animations, we are introduced to the concept of a new Ultra Instinct fighter while we set the stage for a new battle to unfold involving Universe 11, as I would also like to get your thoughts in the comments below on if you believe Ultra Instinct Vegeta should have happened first rather than seeing Goku achieve it, or if you think that Goku was the right person for the job. As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then be sure to smash that subscribe button on this channel and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload, along with giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys love Dragon Ball and anime, as from the beginning we get to observe how Vegeta is staring down against Toppo and Jiren, who seem to have immobilized Super Saiyan Blue Goku, shown on the floor bloody and staggering to get back up. It would appear then that the only other person on the Universe 7 team that's even able to remotely put up a fight seems to now be Vegeta rather than Goku, and this is most interesting in the fact that we never actually saw this go down within the anime or manga before. We've seen Goku get beat down, but not to the point where he wasn't able to stand back up, as only then once we get to feel the tension brew between both teams, Vegeta then taps into Super Saiyan Blue evolution, raising his power level up to such heights, but the minute we see Jiren step forward, it would appear that Toppo is preventing Jiren from stepping in, as Toppo wants to be the first person to further test the limits in seeing how strong and how powerful Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta actually is in his new evolved form, and this is something that we never saw go down in the anime, because by the time we get to see Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta in the anime and in the manga, it was already established by then that both Vegeta and Goku had used their Kaioken forms and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution against Jiren and Jiren only, whereas by the time we actually got to see Vegeta use his Super Saiyan Blue Evolution form against Toppo, Toppo then by that time had already revealed his God of Destruction power, which did give him the edge momentarily until Vegeta took the lead. As we only then get to observe how Jiren is watching the fight between Vegeta and Toppo go down, Vegeta effortlessly is able to beat down Toppo without Toppo having to use his God of Destruction power. There was a point in time where Vegeta even made Toppo bleed, with Toppo having to fire off his Justice Flash, not putting a single dent in Vegeta, but rather allowing Vegeta to simply be entertained by this fight, as each and every single time Toppo were to attempt to fight back, Vegeta would appear that in fact he is being pushed back, only for it all to be a facade, as we get to observe Vegeta laughing after blasting Toppo out in the distance. Which, bear in mind, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta seems to be in total control of this battle, to which UHG Animation had originally produced this short animation back during when the Tournament of Power was actually airing, which is why mostly this is looked at as an alternative battle for the Tournament of Power contestants, which include Universe 7 and Universe 11, implying that Frieza and Android 17 are no longer in this battle, but it only comes down to Toppo, Jiren, Vegeta, and Goku as the final 4 participants within the actual tournament itself. Which by the end, after Vegeta ended up blasting Toppo, what's most interesting is that this fan animation depicts 2 different kinds of things. Number 1, a different take as to what would have happened if Toppo was pushed in using his God of Destruction power, not against Frieza, but more or less against Vegeta and his brigade, versus when Vegeta initially tapped into a brand new power far beyond Super Saiyan Blue Evolution that's different when compared to what we've seen in the anime when he was teaming with Goku to fight against Jiren, which to UHG Animation's credit is a very different take as to what would happen if Toppo was physically pushed in using this power, as everything within the world of Void begins to shake. Rather than fighting Frieza, now it's time to witness Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta versus God of Destruction Toppo. And with Toppo not holding anything back anymore, just as we've seen in the anime, it's now time for us to witness a new battle go down, as all the while Goku is still on the floor. And even with UHG animation having to allude the fact that Goku and Vegeta are the only ones in the ring, which could be implied from the beginning, after we get to see God of Destruction Toppo use his Justice Flash against Vegeta, out of nowhere, it is Golden Frieza that ends up saving Vegeta from Toppo's attack. And this is something that we've never seen be done before, given both of their hatred and the fact that Vegeta hates Frieza and Frieza hates Vegeta. It's a different take as to what could be, because we've seen Frieza actually come to the aid of Goku before, but we've never seen Frieza actually come to the aid of Vegeta. And the way UHG animation goes about this is introducing a circumstance to where it would seem that Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta is in trouble, until out of nowhere Golden Frieza takes the lead, with Vegeta having to leave Frieza to battle against Toppo all by himself, in which Toppo wastes little time in going right for Frieza and getting up close and personal. We've seen how in the anime version it was quite different in seeing Golden Frieza battle against Toppo, because it never really boiled down to Frieza fully using his golden form against Toppo, but more or less seeing as to how Toppo used his Hakai to knock Frieza out of his golden form from the start. We never got the opportunity or chance to see what true Golden Frieza could do against a fully powered God of Destruction Toppo, but rather here, we have a different set of circumstances go down, with Toppo fully having the gun after Frieza, with Frieza then having to be forced in defending himself against such an opponent. However, once Vegeta makes his way towards Jiren and stepping right before him, we get to then observe a very similar circumstance go down, with Vegeta attempting to attack Jiren head-on by further using Super Saiyan Blue, but each and every single time he attempts to attack Jiren, nothing. No effect, no harm done, Jiren just simply standing there, and with Jiren having to fight back, what's most interesting is how Jiren is so casually able to, with one simple power-up, retaliate in beating Vegeta around effortlessly, even with Vegeta having to raise his power-up even more, just like we've seen in the anime. To no avail, Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution simply isn't enough to get the job done against a person like Jiren, who with UHG animations doesn't seem to be using any of his true power at all, but rather fighting casually instead. Which ultimately, as we get to see Vegeta get beat down, it's actually kind of surprising to see how such a casual Jiren is able to one-shot Vegeta, to the point where we see Goku observing this from a distance, bloody and tired, as Vegeta is clinging on and holding on to his gut. With Jiren having to stand there looking very angry, he sticks his hand out in unleashing a massive attack, very similar to what we've seen go down in the anime, but rather here instead, Vegeta took this attack head on, and with Jiren having to anticipate this, Vegeta is somehow still in the ring. He hadn't lost his Super Saiyan Blue Evolution form, but rather is battle damaged but still hanging on, even by a small thread. But it is at this very moment where things begin to take a drastic turn, because Vegeta observes how Golden Frieza is under the vice grips of God of Destruction Toppo, to in which he wastes little time in condensing his energy together in a very familiar pose, staring out directly at Jiren as Jiren stares back, which Vegeta then remembers Kaba. He then goes on to remember Bulma, his daughter, everything that Vegeta had ever been fighting for, and at that very moment, Vegeta had decided that he was going to use the final explosion, the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution final explosion, against Jiren, putting everything he had into this one singular attack to make sure that he secures the victory, not only for his own universe, but being the one to finally be able to put down the mightiest warrior in the entire multiverse, with Vegeta's final explosion literally engulfing the entire tournament stage. After seeing this circumstance be introduced by UHG animation, I think that I would have much rather have preferred to see this go down than seeing Vegeta use the final explosion to eliminate Toppo, because with Vegeta putting everything he had into this one attack, knowing the fact that Goku can't really do anything in his own ability to continue the fight, and with Golden Frieza having to be in trouble, Vegeta laid down everything, including his own life, in a very similar fashion to how Goku poured all of his energy and strength in the Universe 7 Spirit Bomb, in using that as a weapon, swap out the Spirit Bomb for the final explosion, and this is what we have. The Omni Kings looking on, the Daishinkan having to look on, everybody having to look on as Vegeta laid everything on the line. Piccolo then had an eerie feeling that Vegeta was now gone, and with the dust having to settle, with everyone having to be visibly worried, Whis, Krillin, Piccolo, everyone seems to be expressing a sign of concern because they no longer feel Vegeta's energy on the battlefield anymore. Very similar to when Goku vanished after the Spirit Bomb, this was the circumstance introduced here, and with Jiren having to be shown surviving the final explosion, let alone simply having to stand there with his eyes closed and his arms crossed, Jiren was not affected. But in fact, afterwards we get to see how even Beerus is shocked. Everyone is shocked, as within this massive crater there is no sign of Vegeta. That is until a massive wall of light appears, very similar to when Goku achieved Ultra Instinct Omen. The exact same circumstance, the exact same situation goes down, swapping Goku out for Vegeta. Vegeta is now the first person, the first mortal to achieve Ultra Instinct within Universe 7 in a very similar fashion, having to put his soul, his body, and everything on the line, being pushed to his very breaking point. Vegeta had now tapped into the powers of Ultra Instinct Omen. And with Jiren looking on, with Vegeta now having to be shown smiling at the face of adversity, Vegeta has no concern now as he immediately charges in delivering a thunderous shot which shakes the entire tournament stage, now having to bring the fight to Jiren and having to be in total control. Autonomous Ultra Instinct or Ultra Instinct Omen Vegeta is now shown having to have the upper hand against Jiren, as Jiren is now shown visibly having to struggle, with Goku trying to comprehend as to what Vegeta had just done. Which brings us to Jiren having to take the knee, with Vegeta then setting up for a massive Ultra Instinct final flash. We then get to observe how Vegeta fires this at point blank range, assumingly absolutely destroying and eliminating Jiren from the Tournament of Power, with the Omni Kings having to look on. UHG's alternate Tournament of Power fan animation then comes to a close. Now, this is a very different take as to what could have been if Vegeta was the first person to perhaps maybe tap into Ultra Instinct, but rather having the Spirit Bomb engulf him instead, Vegeta tapped into this power via having to use the final explosion, and being that the final explosion literally takes everything out of one individual, even if the circumstance is death itself, we see how Vegeta was pushed to his absolute limit and breaking point that caused him to tap into a brand new power that nobody else on the tournament stage, with the exception of the gods and the angels, the Daishinkan, and the Omni King, knowing exactly what Vegeta had just done. Which by the end, I would like to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Would you guys ultimately replace Goku for Vegeta in giving Vegeta Ultra Instinct first? And if that were to be the circumstance, then how would you guys allow Vegeta to achieve Ultra Instinct? Is it in a similar fashion to the way Vegeta used his final explosion? Would you guys have a different circumstance come about to where Vegeta tapped into this power, or would you rather have Goku keep Ultra Instinct and give Vegeta something else? I really enjoy this fan animation because we get to see a different perspective as to what could have been in the Tournament of Power, as of course there were so many different circumstances and scenarios and outcomes that could have happened, as this was one of many that could have been. But I want to get your thoughts down below on the concept of Ultra Instinct Vegeta versus Jiren. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys are new to this channel, then don't forget to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single video on this channel. If of course you guys are stoked, ready, and excited for more awesome Dragon Ball content and fan animations along with fan mangas, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and all other social media platforms. You guys can find those links also located down in the description box below. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so much for watching. Tune back in for the next animation and fan manga, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you guys go, if you guys are unaware, I do have a second gaming channel located down in the description box below, so be sure to head on over to Unreal Royale and hit that subscribe button along with turning on all notifications, as to there, you guys will find all different kinds of gaming content that you will not get to find on UnrealEntGaming, titles and video games such as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Gears of War, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Legends, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Minecraft, Blair Witch, and many other retro games on that channel. So if you guys are into gaming, then make sure you guys subscribe over on Unreal Royale. I want to thank you all so much for your time, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck, Zarbon? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate!
Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Kakarot!